What's up, everybody? How are y'all? My name is Jacoby, the Motivational Millennial, the Motivational Nursing Student. I like that. So I am finally sitting down to do this because I'm embarking on a journey, which is nursing school, which has not been easy thus far, but it's been a great testament to just becoming what I want to be in the future. And I just want to talk about it. I kind of want to give a weekly recap on this first year for sure. Um, I know I'm starting a little late. It's week 3, but I just took my first exam. I did pass, which I was very nervous about, but we got there. We did it. So I wanted to talk about a couple things that have just affected me so far, and just how I'm finding my way, and things that are going to help me just get better and be better, and just really dial in to nursing school. So first, I would just say get your schedule written down, either techno- with some type of technology, or like me, I'm old school. I really like pen and paper. Like I love paper. So my schedule is communicated 3 different times, 3 different ways in my planner, on these big calendar that I have, and as well as in my phone as well too. So that's been helping me keep time in the schedule. Um, so that's a huge one. If anybody has any questions about scheduling or anything like that, let me know. I'd be happy to do that. I also did. I don't like to use AI much, but I actually got Claude to kind of map out my schedule with my school work, workout, all that. So I've been doing really good with that, and Claude did an amazing job at like making it visual for me. I'm a visual learner, so if you have an issue with like seeing your schedule or not being able to put it there, Claude is a great tool. I always realize that I'm just better when I'm busy. So my schedule being packed and having no qualms about what's next and when I'm doing what, like it helps me a lot. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, I would say support system, support system, support system. I recently was in a relationship that literally ended in my first weeks in nursing school, and it tried to take me out for sure. It definitely tried to take me out. Um, yeah, that was rough. I was in a relationship with someone who I thought was there for me and who I thought was supportive as well too. And verbally, they'd say they'd support me, right? And they were saying that. But when it came down to it, with my scheduling conflicts, and even though I was making time, it just wasn't enough. So I would say do whatever you have to do to figure that out now. You don't need any distractions. And I'm all for love. I love love, right? So I'm never a champion for ending or not allowing love to shine through even when you have adversity, when you're facing adversity, but whew, I had to let it go. And now that I've let go, I've been able to see myself flourish in my schedule, flourish in my studying, get a lot more things done. Of course, I'd rather do it with a partner because that's just how life should be. No one wants to be alone. Well, not forever, but yeah. Get your support system down. So the way it happened was just kind of weird. It threw me off too. It was a lot more traumatic than I expected it to be. However, I'm just so aligned with what I have to do right now in life that, of course, it affected me. I haven't cried about it yet. I haven't journaled about it yet, but I will once I'm ready. I haven't really talked much about it either, but thanks to the people who have listened through that. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm sure I'll get into further detail at some point, but again, not trying to reopen that room again. But yeah. So schedule, support system. Then you also have to think about like studying. Like studying is real. I've always been a lone studier. I've never really depended upon other people to do that or hang out with or to study with. I've always been a great test taker. Always been someone who just kind of like just gets it done. But in nursing school, I feel like that is something that is just almost like a death sentence. I feel like if you don't have anyone to bounce these answers off of, bounce these questions off of, thought process off of you're not gonna do well, like at all. So I love my study group. We've like bonded since week one. We kind of just like made eyes in class and we're like, you know what? I like them. They're funny, and as equally as they are funny, they are smart. And I really appreciate my girls. We've been doing a lot of work together, and I really appreciate that. And even though, like, I live kind of far outside of the city, and they live kind of in the city, we've been making a way to make that happen. And I will say this too, tip number 4, your personal life. Like, you have to do, you still have to do some things that make you feel like you. When I came into this process, a lot of people were just telling me like, you'll have to abandon pretty much everything you do. You'll have to be antisocial for the whole entire time. But isolation is never good. Like, it's never good. I've been, sometimes you get depressed, or I'll speak for self. Sometimes I get depressed when I'm isolated too long, or not around people, or not around people that I love, or friends, or anything like that. And I don't really drink anymore. Don't really like party anymore. But sometimes you need those things to just be you, right? So don't lose that either. Like, just make sure you're strategic about it, and everything in moderation is good. Again, this is where that schedule comes into play. So get your schedule. Like, make sure you know when your free time is, know when your study time is. So you can also pencil in your friends for social time and social activity. Because another huge thing that does me really well, it does my body and mind really well, is working out. So I've chosen not the greatest time, but I think I'm very productive when I do it. But 4 a.m. is my workout. So I hit that first thing in the morning, and it's been amazing. I've been using this app called Open, and it's like a meditation app, so it helps you meditate and everything like that, with different types of activities, through sound, through breathing, through movement, and that has been a big help with just getting my day started and going on a good trajectory for the day. So I'll go work out at 4 a.m., come back home, like do my little meditation. I'll shower, do my meditation, get my breakfast like ready. Usually I meal prep everything. Breakfast is the only thing I don't meal prep because it just really, I don't like old food for breakfast. I'm not saying that meal prep is old food, but essentially, right? So I don't like doing that, but I do that every single morning, and that starts my day off perfectly. So whether I'm going to school immediately after or going to work immediately after, it just helps. So yeah, make sure you make time for your social life too. Do not just exile yourself just because you're going through nursing school. Of course, like I said, in moderation and everything, it might be a little or a lot less than what you were used to, right? But still got to make it happen. And above all else, just make sure you're locked in on your why. Your why, your why, your why. And my why is super important to me. I've always done really well in life, like, right? So, and as a Virgo, I like to be a perfectionist, right? So I usually like to know a lot of things and know and be very knowledgeable and insightful and be the best at everything I do. But this experience is humbling to me. It's humbling me in the flesh right now. I did not think it would do that. But it's been refreshing being able to not be the smartest person in the room, being able to have to rely on other people, and really just learning something new every single day. But also, this is my why. Well, one, two-parted why. I've always wanted to, as a first-generation college student, college graduate, or soon-to-be college graduate. My little sister did it first, so I'm proud of her, and now I just want to continue that, right? We've always had that happen, want to make that happen, but I want to do it for my parents, right? I want to do it for my parents for sure, but above even my parents is me. I want to do it for myself. If you've known my story, you've known my journey, I would have been in restaurants for my whole entire life since I could start working. I think I was like 16, 17 when I started a restaurant. And if you're good at what you do in the restaurant, your effort matches your talent, your personality matches that as well too. You get whatever you want. So I started making a lot of money early, and it just really disconnected me from the education process. So now that I'm locked back in and I know my why, I know I want a degree for me. I know I want a degree that I don't have to. And if you know restaurants again, you know this. Um, if you aren't a GM or if you aren't a district manager, you're gonna go in and usually you start at the bottom again. You have to prove to everyone that you're worthy of this amount of pay or this schedule or just rights to exist inside of a restaurant. It's crazy, actually. I love the industry. Don't get me wrong, but just as amazing as the industry is, it is also antiquated, right? With those ideals, and being able to finally have a degree that gives me credentials every single time I walk into a room is my number one. That's my North Star. And just always continuing to remember that no matter what situation arises while I'm at school, while I'm at work, when my schedules don't seem to just want to work out. It's crazy. But you have to remember that why and stay locked in because that's what's going to get you to the future that you want. So yeah, just a quick recap of this third week. Pharmacology, I got a 100 on my quiz. So that was perfect. I had a study group this week as well too. We actually met up and had dinner yesterday and studied a little bit. And I passed my first exam in fundamentals with an 86. 86 is not what I wanted. I'm not one of those people who wants to see my way through. I know that can make it happen, but that's just not my mentality. Again, I like to be the best at everything I do, and I know I won't always be perfect, but I will aim for perfection. And if you aim for perfection, you'll end up close to somewhere really good, right? I'm not down on myself about it. I do want to make a 91 at least on every other single test, simply because that's the only 4 grades we get out of the semester. And I want an A. Plain and simple, I want an A. So I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to keep you guys updated throughout this process. And we're going to get there. We're going to complete nursing school. And we're going to make A's. We're going to have a good GPA. We're going to be on president's list. It's going to happen. So if anybody else is embarking on this journey, and maybe not even nursing school, but a new journey at that, let's just stay here, meet in the comments, tell me what's new, tell me something you're battling against, but also defeating. So yeah, this is the first one of many, and I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to lock in, and I'm ready to become that nurse I'm shooting for, I'm aiming for. So until next week, guys, thank y'all so much. And if there's any questions, concerns, comments, let me know down below. But like and subscribe. It seems really itchy. Like I'm doing it all terribly wrong. But it's the first one. I promise I'll get better. Thank you. Bye, guys.